think it's the right move to bench Russell Wilson and start Justin Fields in the playoffs?
Absolutely.
No.
I want one at a time here. Angel, what do you think?
It looks like you don't know what you're doing if you do that. You go back, flip flop. That your team doesn't know what. Yeah, it sends a bad message.
That being said, who do you think gives them a better chance to win?
Doesn't matter. I would say Russ, but I don't really believe it.
Russ. Guys, do you think that's the right move?
I definitely agree with you, Angel, that it's very much irresponsible to do it. But Russell Wilson, I've been saying this for a couple weeks now. He's hit his ceiling. We know what he is. He can't play from behind. I don't think he can get into a shootout. With a guy like Lamar that's coming in the kind of season he has, he's going to have to maybe get into a playoff game where he has to throw 3 or 4. I don't think he can do that anymore.
I don't think Fields can do that either.
I mean, I don't think Fields good either, but I would like Fields, his chances to even compete a lot more than I would the other guy.
Terrell, would you do it?
No, you can't. You can't do this to your team going into the playoffs like this. Like that's. Now he definitely can get some reps. I think you can maybe try what they were doing early on in the season when he was healthy. Now he's back to 100%. So you definitely give him some reps, but you can't. You got to ride your season out. That's the guy you went with. But Tomlin and Russ are on the hot seat because
You think Tom's on the hot seat?
Tomlin's got to be on the hot seat. I mean, it's been
3 coaching since the 70s.
It's the same thing.
10 years.
The same thing.
But almost 15 years now, I think.
What,
since they won the Super Bowl.
That was
right?
what Ben Roethlisberger was.
The Big Ben Super Bowl? Yeah.
That's
a
long time
2009.
That's a long time.
2009. So it's been 15 years since they last won a Super Bowl, and
they have such an old school mentality. They're like the least they're like bottom 3 in like offensive paid players and like top 4 and like defense. Like, you have this old school philosophy with this coach who can't get over the hump. It's just
I'm saying he hasn't done yes, you get those, I haven't had a losing record in, all of these years.
Yeah.
But you haven't won anything of significance. He's like the what's his name from the Bengals for all those years? Marvin Lewis.
Yeah.
You got to just hang around.
Not just because he's black, because of his record.
Yeah.
That's what
That was never even questioned.
But I think they're both on the hot seat. I think Russ, if he comes out and plays a mediocre game, throw 62% of his complete 62% of his passes.
So just a Russell Wilson game.
1 touchdown, 1
So
interception.
normal game, Russell.
And they lose like 26-7, he's out. You go Justin Fields then.
Wow. And also, me and Gabe, we've been saying this, they have a weapons problem. Pickens had a terrible game. He had no one else to turn to.
Pickens also not. I get he's like incredible, like in his moments.
He dropped 3 passes today.
But yeah, he had a terrible game. He had like his worst game of the season. He is coming off the injury, but that's just not the guy you want to rely on.
Yeah. You need another guy.
Like he's too up and down. Like,
you know who they need? Like a Deontay Johnson would be sweet for them. like a guy who catches everything.
No, I mean they need like a star. They need someone to actually run it. You don't run an offense to George Pickens.
Tyreek?
George Pickens is he has a nice one-trick pony, and he does it incredibly well. But they try to make a whole offense out of that. We're going to have Russell Wilson here. We're going to run the ball, and we're going to take a million deep shots at George Pickens. That worked against non-playoff teams, and it worked for a couple games. I think they lost the season. They lost the ceiling to what this team could be when they benched Justin Fields. Because at least you had like the unknown of what the offense could have been with Justin Fields. If I'm the coach, F it, man. I put Justin Fields in.
Is it safe to say Russ was the problem in Denver last year?
Has he not been the same guy? He didn't have a terrible season last year either.
Yeah, terrible season.
He like 20. I think it was 20 touchdowns and like
26 touchdowns, 8 interceptions.
In last year in Denver.
In Denver.
It's insane. It's the same guy. He's the same guy. He put up great numbers. Did he win in big games?
Denver's in the playoffs this year. We'll talk about them later. But
so is Pittsburgh.
But we're seeing how Pittsburgh has.
So I'm the only one benching Russ. You guys are all going down with the shit.
No,
I don't think you can do that.
I'm not at all.
I think it's weird going back to Fields.
If you were to do that, it would have had to have been Saturday's game. Yeah. Saturday's game is the game you do it.
Just for clarification, I'm with you.
Oh, you're benching Russ?
Yes, I'm benching Russ. I think we've seen the best we're gonna see out of him, and it's not gonna be enough to be a Ravens team. I'll tell you that much.
If Tomlin believes his job is at stake, then you go with Justin.
I think it's a loser.
But I don't think he thinks he's gonna get lose his job. I think he's pretty secure in his job, so I think he's gonna stay with Russ.
It's a lose situation all the way through. No matter who starts, they're not gonna win. They don't have enough weapons or nothing.
If you put Justin Fields in and he wins a couple games in the playoffs,
even if he wins one,
that's
against a Ravens.
You trust Justin going against this Ravens defense is playing.
I'll trust Justin to win this game.
You think he'll come in against this defense?
So Angel said Russ gives you best chance to win against the Ravens. You think?
Against this team.
What?
I think if they were going to Houston, yes, I go Justin
Yeah.
Fields, but not this Ravens defense is playing unreal right now.
Gabe, does Russ get the best chance to win?
No.
I guess me and you are the ones who.
Yeah, no, I just don't believe he's gonna be able to keep up with an elite offensive unit on the other side.
Yeah, we'll see. I can't imagine there's going to be very many people at all picking the Steelers.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Even
were they
on
playing
this-
Saturday?
Even on this
Playing
show.
Saturday.
Yeah, Saturday.
Yeah, I can't imagine. Yeah, in this show, I don't know if anyone will.
But it's crazy to think the Steelers they lost to Buffalo last year, and they made it with Mason Rudolph, and we're all saying they're
Yeah.
one quarterback away. If they had a quarterback, they would have beat the Bills last year.